This WBTV high-definition program is sponsored by Time Warner Cable. WBTV News starts right now.
He just asked me the other day, he's like, is my dad gonna come back to buy me a toy? I'm like, he can't come back because he's in heaven.
It's so difficult. God, I miss that boy.
Agonizing, man. It's indescribable.
They are families in pain, families seeking closure, and they need your help.
And all we want you to do is come forward with the information.
I've got to hear something. I've got to know something.
They are cases run cold, and they are new mysteries. Now a chance to fight back, a chance to help police fight crime.
I think a lot of people are recognizing that it is a part of their community and civic responsibility, and it will help keep their community safe.
Tonight, your chance to stand up and do something about Charlotte's crime, a chance to become a Crime Stopper. And this is Crime Stoppers, a WBTV News special. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I'm Paul Cameron. In 2009, Crime Stoppers returned to WBTV, furthering our commitment to working with local police and our commitment to being on your side, helping to keep our community safe. And you're a huge part of this effort. Over the next 60 minutes, I'll introduce you to families who need your help. I'll tell you their stories, open the case files. Maybe you can help crack one. And we cannot forget the local law enforcement, their efforts, and how CMPD detectives and special units within the department are working to get the bad guys off the streets and bring some closure and relief to the victims' families. Our first case tonight, Charlotte's first murder of 2009, the killing of Hugo Sanchez. His family, a wife and 2 young children, they need your help to find a killer. 5-year-old Hector and 2-year-old Giselle will never see their father again. Where'd he go?
Up in the sky.
Up in the sky.
He just asked me the other day, he's like, is my dad gonna come back to buy me a toy? I'm like, he can't come back because he's in heaven.
Delfina Espinoza married Hugo Sanchez when she was only 16. For the past 5 years, they lived on this quiet street, just a block off North Tryon. But on Monday, January 5th, Hugo and his friend Cyril Mercado came home from a night out.
2 o'clock in the morning, they pull into the driveway right where my vehicle is.
Detective Jason Kelly says no sooner had they parked, they were suddenly surrounded.
3 gentlemen approached from this side, coming up to the driver's side door. We believe the other 2 flanked around the vehicle.
Then one of the men, a heavy-set Hispanic with a short ponytail, yanked open the driver's door and fired.
It was immediate. As soon as the door opened, the gunshot was fired.
The bullet went through Mercado's neck and struck Hugo Sanchez in the head. Delfina was in her bedroom.
I heard a loud noise, but I didn't pay attention to it.
Mercado honked the horn for help, and Delfina ran to her husband.
Hugo, he was alive when you saw him in the car?
He looked like he was asleep. I just wanted the ambulance to come, because they took a while to get here.
Hugo Sanchez, husband and father of 2, died later in the hospital.
I don't want him to be in heaven. I want him to come back home.
Hugo's friend Cyril, shot in the neck, has recovered, and police have a description of the shooter. Let me repeat it for you. A heavy-set Hispanic male, about 5'4", with a short ponytail. Now, if you can help this family, call Crime Stoppers. There's the number, 704-334-1600. We'll be putting up that number often throughout our show tonight. Key point to remember is that this number is established so you can call anonymously. But if you do leave your name, you can then earn a reward, sometimes up to $1,000. Another Charlotte family is seeking closure as well. 2.5 years after the murder of young Joshua Jackson, that case is run cold. In February of 2007, 12-year-old Joshua was shot in the head at a birthday party in front of hundreds of witnesses at the Ramses Temple. So far, not one of those witnesses has come forward. At the crime scene, dozens of spent shells, 3 kids wounded, and Joshua dead. Again, this was a birthday party. But Joshua's mom says this was more than just kids showing off with guns.
Because this is about these gang stuff that they do.
It's all gang stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's what we'll see here.
Joshua's mom also says because there were gangs, those who know are afraid to tell. And that's where you come in. Again, the number, 704-334-1600. If you can help police solve this case and help this boy's family find closure. Joshua's mother believes gangs took her baby. Gangs. There are more than 1,800 known gang members in Charlotte-Mecklenburg. And WBTV's Molly Grantham, she's been leading Charlotte's coverage of the war on gangs for the past 5 years. Molly?
Well, you know, people not coming forward when they have information, that is one of the biggest issues police face. Patrol officers who are out on the street and in the neighborhood say they will roll up to a scene and no one will talk. No one will tell them what they saw. No one will tell them what happened.
Well, this is all based on fear, though. People are afraid of retribution.
Oftentimes, especially when it comes to gang crimes, no gang member associate wants to look like they're siding with police, so they just stay mum. We've been closely following CMPD's gang unit for months now. Some crimes detectives bust don't always look like the Charlotte you know. It's not the Charlotte you think of when you think of the Queen City. But here's an inside look at what's really going on while you sleep.
Any North Tryon units in the area?
Why does CMPD Gang Unit Sergeant Todd Garrett need backup? Because he just spotted a potential gang sign, a bandana hanging on this rear view.
That's 10-4.
Garrett follows the car to North Davidson Street. 3 guys are inside. So is...
It's going to be a High Point Arms 380.
A stolen gun. The guy here in the Yankees hat admits to being a Crip. This is what the gang unit does. They look, drive, pull people over, check clubs, frisk suspects, frisk lots and lots of suspects, and confiscate guns. The goal? To build cases against Charlotte gang members.
The first half of the list go with Contreras.
You are now looking into CMPD's biggest gang operation in April. 30-plus officers from CMPD, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, and Alcohol Law Enforcement, among others, organize and head out. Almost immediately, the action begins. Officers do catch this guy.
That's it.
He's not in a gang. He ran because he's here illegally from Honduras. But tonight, gang members are the goal, which is why finding this SIR 13 member in an apartment off Arrowwood Road is the first really big moment of the evening.
He's pissed, too. Yeah, I know, I see that.
Second big moment for the gang unit is the conversation with this 15-year-old. Police say he is a Latin king living in southwest Charlotte with his parents. Though when officers first ask him about it, he denies.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
First, take this because most people don't get this break. Stop it.
For 45 minutes, this juvenile gets a one-on-one with police and federal agents who try to explain he's making the wrong choices.
There's a lot of gangbangers there.
Third and final big moment of the night is right here in the shadow of downtown. And this one really is the moment. This is when you realize CMPD's gang unit means business.
Who's going to stay on the door and guard the door once we go in?
Suddenly,
You guys ready?
law enforcement storms inside Starlight Restaurant and Billiards on South Boulevard.
Turn on the lights!
People drop cocaine, so it's not caught on them. We later find it behind a speaker, on the dance floor, and hidden in a bar stool.
Who's collecting the cocaine?
Coke and cash also found on these two. While outside, the manager is lectured.
SIR 13, MS 13, you acknowledge that, right? You have them in your club.
In the club, officers find MS writing on tables and the colors they wear left behind.
And why would you leave a perfectly good hat unless you're gangbanging?
By almost 2 a.m., Sergeant Garrett
It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
calls it a pretty successful night. The only frustrating part, knowing they very well could see all these people they just arrested back out on the streets again. Will these guys stay in jail?
The ones tonight? Only time will tell.
That's such a key point. Only time will tell. Remember, it's not illegal to be in a gang. Gang officers have to find other reasons to arrest. They look at each and every drug and gun charge as another piece to the puzzle. Eventually, hopefully, they say they'll build a big enough case against each gang member to keep them in jail. You saw immigration agents in that video. Many are undercover. Immigration charges are federal, so that helps. Federal charges are more likely to stick.